should find a new hobby, maybe a Harley, or just maybe a bike.
Well, well, well. If it isn't the Trail Diva again, it is. Definitely not on the trail right now. I'm actually at my family's house in Illinois. A series of small unfortunate events have happened, and it has led me back home. Now the question is, do I go back? There are definitely things that happen to you on trail that you don't anticipate. Some of it's growth, some of it's setbacks, and it's determining what lesson you want from these setbacks. I haven't showered in a couple days just because I don't really care about showering as much. And it's funny because I've noticed that my hair looks greasier when I'm home and not living in the woods. Weird. That's one of the noticings. The other major noticing is realizing how much the trail means to you. So since day one, I've been struggling with a lot of different things I didn't anticipate. Giving it space is something that I wanted to do while I was on trail, and it has come to my attention that as much as you want to give something space, you kind of actually have to do it. So what better way than to not be on trail for an extended period of time? And that has definitely given me a lot of good lessons. Just not doing very much of anything besides seeing if I want to return to this life that is in the Chicagoland area, which, you know, is a huge transition from living in the woods and living in rural parts of America. It's definitely different because Chicagoland is not very notoriously known for outdoor fun. Yeah, so being home, most people want me to come back, and it's great. I don't know if that's going to be what happens though. I think this is definitely interesting. So I think this space was definitely necessary for me to realize what the AT means to me and what the thru hike means. And this lesson could be a lesson of resiliency, or it could be a lesson of failure. And either way, I like the story. I really am liking the story. That's the trail. That's the trail. That's a mountain. And these are mountains. And I'm panting. Alright, what's up? Trail Diva here. And I'm going to go over some things that I've been pondering. And so I think here's some things. If you're going to go on a thru hike, you can plan all you want. You're just going to have to constantly adjust. Meaning that you cannot plan for anything, really, because there's going to be something that gets screwed up. There's going to be some bullshit that happens, like an injury, a storm. There's just so many things. You might be feeling really low. You might not be able to do the mileage you planned out. You might want to stop and swim. I mean, all of these things you can't really plan for. And that's what makes it hard if you're someone that is anxious and regulates by having a plan. Hi. That's me. Or if you don't like plans, you still have to plan. So you can't really go around it, but that's just what you gotta do. So I think one of the key factors is knowing that the plan is going to change. Reduce your anxiety by knowing that the plan is going to change. I have planned 1,400 miles, and I didn't plan for a bee to sting me, and I didn't plan for my leg to get infected, and I didn't plan for me to be depressed, and I didn't plan for me to come back because I thought it was over. And it's not over. I'm still here. I didn't quit yet. And I think leads me to the other key factors of the through hike that I have found the people to be successful. And that is will. Will. To be willful. I mean, that is something that I've always been described as. And my partner says, well, there's a difference between will and stubborn. And, so thank you for that one. I do think there's a difference between will and being stubborn. Stubborn is knowing that you need to quit and not doing it anyways. And will just means you have figured out a way around the obstacle to still get to your goal. So it's not straight through. It might be around. You might bend a little rules here and there. Excuse me. That's still will. You're still doing it. You're just doing it in a way that is completely backwards. And that's here I am doing it completely backwards. So I was off for 14 days of the trail, and I did think it was over. And I let fear ruminate around because that's what you do when you have to be evacuated off the trail. We say that, not we, but Wilderness First Aid said that. If you get allergic reaction, evac rapidly. And that's what I did. And luckily, it didn't require me hitting the SOS button. I was only 0.3 miles away from a road crossing, so that was nice. And my parents were there, which was even better. So my parents rescued me from a bee. And then they took me back to the Chicagoland area. And my roommate's awesome. So he's like, yeah, I didn't expect you till October, but your stuff's still here, so come back down. So that was really nice. And then I'm sitting there ruminating. What was happening in my head was, well, if I get stung by a bee, I'm totally screwed. And I can't control it. It's worth coming back out here because I can get stung by a bee anywhere. And I've rationalized it. I can live in fear if I want to. And it's, a safe choice to not come back and to just call it quits. But what is the fun in that? It's not conquering fears. It's not facing the challenge. It's kind of just saying, all right, you won. And I'm going to rise from my failure. So I didn't want it to win because I have will. So I realized that even though I've been hating the trail for 1,400 miles, when this was shocking to some, I came back So I just hopped in my car, drove 13 and a half hours, left my car at my old hiking partner's house because he said I could, and then leapfrogged, left my car at his house, and here I am, walking to Maine. Now, I do have to come back down and then hike down to the spot where I thought it was over. And that is going to be my Katahdin for the end of my through hike, which I think is going to be the same feeling that I would have if my last part was Katahdin. Yeah, it would have been easier logistically, but I'm not going to skip 300 miles and call myself a through hiker. What I'm going to do is hit every blaze in a different way. And I like to call this the Diva way, because the other things that I'm noticing is the change in how much I love this now. Like, I love it now. It took me a huge hiccup. It could have been tragic if I didn't come back, but I came back, which is like a comeback. And I really like that about the AT. I mean, you can kind of just do whatever it is that you need to do to hit them blazes. And yeah, it's been quite the journey. And I want to say a special shout out to Marger and his wife Peggy. I named her the boss lady because she's a boss lady. Like, she seriously just gets it all done, honey. And she's like the super diva, meaning female hustler, not like diva like me, where I'm neurotic and have to wash my hands all the time out here. And everything has to be a certain way. Sounds more like my father. Kidding. Not really. So it's just, I couldn't have done it without them. So I want to say a special shout out to them, because they have helped me become a little phoenix. But by the end of it, I'm going to be a Hydra and have 3 heads, because you know what? Other things are going to go wrong, because that's just how it works. So I wonder what next challenge is going to be. I don't know, but I'm really happy to be here, and I'm really happy to connect with my tramily, because that just worked out so nicely. So I guess I'm meant to be with them, and we're going to tackle the whites together. And that's going to be pretty sick. So there you have it. You need to adjust the plan, and you need to have will, baby. All right. Trail Diva's putting one foot in front of the other. See ya.